Welcome to Artistic Adornment and Heather by Henna. My name is Vanessa Rosen. I'm from Australia and I'm from Velvet Henna. You can look me up if you'd like to. Today I've been asked to be a guest artist for Heather, which I'm really honoured to do. This is my first trip to America and I'm going to be doing some henna for my beautiful friend Rani today with her lovely hand. We've already had a discussion about what she would like and also what my preference as an artist is, which tends to be Moroccan, North African. So that is my all-time favourite. That's my favourite style. If I'm allowed to do artist choice on somebody and they sit in front of me and say, do what you like, that will be what I choose, always. That's my default system. So I love doing the bold diamonds and stars and hearts and things like that for people because they tend to suit everybody. And it's also really nice to have something for men because they tend to often come to your tent at a festival and see something swirly or floral and think, oh, it's just for girls. Geometric is fantastic, and there are so many different variations of that throughout Africa and North Africa that you can offer people. You'll notice with my work, obviously I'm not the fastest person, which is fine. I've learnt from experience that it's actually quality, not speed, that works best. Some people are really fast and I applaud you. I'm working on that for myself as an artist, but I am slower and more deliberate. I have a background in calligraphy, so I think that's also partially why my speed is as it is. I like to make sure things are very precise. Having said that, I'm no expert. I'm just somebody that loves henna. Like most people watching this, if you're a henna fan, you fell in love with it somehow, the same as me. And we do it because we love to bless people, we want to cheer them up, we want to make them happy. And so I'm going to do something for Rani today because it's a great opportunity.
She's the nicest person in the world.
Which
and
is
I'm
really, really
stoked
kind.
to get Moroccan.
See, this is one of the other things you might find in your contact with people in festival life or when you're doing big functions for people or you're doing parties. Often what they've seen is traditional Indian, which is very fine and very delicate and covers everything. One of the great things about Moroccan and also Khaliji, which is another favourite, is the use of the dynamic of the skin. So it allows you to see skin as well as henna. And so you get that almost yin and yang effect of having light and dark. And it really highlights people's skin beautifully. It's also something, when I was learning, that I was basically not instructed but encouraged that when you're doing a design for somebody, make it look like a design, not a skin disease. I have kept that in mind. Rani's lost it. I've kept that in mind all my hennaing life. I've been working professionally for 10 years. This is my 10th year this year. It's still something, thank you.
And her henna definitely doesn't look like a skin disease.
But it's something that I've always felt is really important, so that when you're doing something for somebody, even if they come and just have something small, make it big so that it's visible, that they really enjoy what you've done for them and that it doesn't look like a skin disease. And that it's visible from a distance, so that if you saw me with a motif on the back, you could look at me and think, well, she's got something interesting, is it a tattoo? Rather than, oh my gosh, is she bleeding? That is something I keep at the back of my mind, I think, when I'm designing for people. Another important aspect for me, obviously, is people's anatomy. Particularly if you're working from a design book, you will get people who will pick something and they will say, I want that. One of the interesting things, of course, is that often that might not fit them anatomically. You may have to start further up the arm. You may have to position it slightly differently on the shoulder. Obviously adapt that to where they've asked for. And if they're asking you for a position of the body that you as an artist feel compromised in doing, don't do it. That's another really important tip. If I could give you any advice as an artist, is be really certain about what your moral code is as an artist and don't be afraid to say no. I, for example, will not do, in Australia we call it tramp stamp. There are people that will understand this, the lower back. I don't do that on children. I don't even do it on teenagers. So if somebody comes to a tent or if I'm working with other artists, I will let them know that's something that they can ask one of the other artists to do perhaps. For myself, I choose not to. And as a parent, I think it's important when you are placed in a position of trust in public with someone's children, obviously that you're respectful of their space, they're respectful of yours, but don't be afraid to say no. I don't do that, that's not appropriate, or I suck at it. Sometimes it's good with a client to be able to say, would you like a horse that looks like a mutant, or would you like me to do something really, really lovely for you? There are times it's really appropriate to be honest with people, so don't be afraid of that. I'm going to start in a second, so I'll stop yabbering and you'll be able to see what my style's like. Again, as I said, I'm not an expert, I'm just somebody that loves this style. I like to try and adapt it each time I do it so that it's Moroccan in style, and again, you will see that there are things I do that will not be particularly traditionally Moroccan. I apologise ahead of time. I'm British, we apologise for everything. My middle name is Sorry. Anyway, we'll get started. I hope you enjoy this, and thank you for watching.